I want to talk to you, whoever you are, male or female, as a birth coach. When I talk to you now, I am going to use the word father. So if you're a woman, don't be offended, please. Okay? All right. Dads. Fathers equally develop the birthing better skills. When you pick and choose the skills you want to learn, we didn't and couldn't write it and say, fathers go to this section, mothers go to this section. Generalize to you, please, and read it from the viewpoint of somebody who is there to help the woman cope and manage, deal with, stay on top of, feel in control. So that's what you need to do. And you need to prepare her body for birth, because it was the mind of dads that realized that these long and first and second stages might be able to be reduced if we could learn skills to open the woman's body in pregnancy so that it would open better in birth. It was an if and a maybe, and we had to try things. They had to make sense. Men and women had to feel the same thing in their body. So if I do a hip lift on you in the body skills and you feel it, you don't have any doubt about it. And if you feel when you tense up down there that it stops the motion of the hips moving further apart, you don't doubt that either. That means nobody has to explain this to you. You know somewhat what to expect to feel, and you can compare the feelings in your pregnant partner's body from what you felt. Don't be fooled. Many women are tighter than men are in their hips. They don't know it. You wouldn't necessarily know it. So as a birth coach, you need to change. And we're going to talk to men right now who are in an intimate relationship with women. And if you're a woman in an intimate relationship, just extrapolate. Okay, so dads, do you have a disadvantage being a man and don't know anything about birth? No, you actually have an advantage. Every man and every woman was carried and birthed from inside a woman's body. No woman's ever been inside a man's body. Every man's been inside a woman's body. You grew in one. You were birthed out of one. You're hardwired to understand childbirth. Just nobody's told you that. Well, we're telling you that, and the Birthing Better fathers are telling you that. So if you have an intimate relationship with this woman in your life, that's a relationship between you and her. And now she's pregnant with your baby. That's a relationship you now have with her and your baby. And at the moment, with your baby in her body. And that means you have to change your thinking. Now, when you think of her, you might think of her as somebody who has sex with you, or you cook together, you laugh together, you fight a lot, whatever you think. But the reality is that she doesn't know about birth, because women aren't hardwired to understand how to birth. We're just hardwired to carry babies and give birth to them. So we don't know about birth, and we have an expectation that you will help us birth. And because you've been inside a woman's body, you understand that you were a big object and you had to come down through and out that body. So that means you, as the father of this child, need to help this woman prepare her body to let your child out as easily as possible, with as little trauma to her body and to your baby's body, and in as efficient manner as possible. And because you can feel these skills in your body, in the body skills, and feel them in the breathing and in the touch and every other birthing better skill, then your job is to help her prepare her body realistically so this baby gets out, including doing the internal work. Because it's simple as this. This is how dads got it. We didn't fool around with this. This is the size of a baby's head if you're going to labor and have a vaginal birth, the size of a grapefruit or the size of your fist, right? Look down at your penis. If that was coming down through and out your penis, what do you think? Would you prepare it? Would you want to? Would you know how to cope? Would you want to know how to cope as it was moving down and opening you up? Dads aren't stupid, right? They understand this. This is logistics. This is mechanics. This is don't be stupid, right? Women don't get this. What happens to us in our body takes place in the inside of our body. Most women don't know they have a cervix. They don't know where it is, and they don't have a clue if they labor what exactly their cervix is doing. Do you think terms like the baby's engaged makes a woman know, or you're effaced, or your cervix is 3 centimeters dilated? Do you think we can translate that into body awareness? No, we can't. So your role is to help her prepare a body, and the internal work is part of it. That's soft tissue. Right? So that's easy to prepare, but just spend 5 minutes a day for 8 weeks. And the woman should do it herself. And then you can check the baby, and you can check the changes in there, which grounds your head to her butt. And you suddenly realize, yes, that big object that's in her belly is now beginning to come through. I can feel that big object, and it's going to move through the soft tissue of the vagina, and I spent time preparing it. This changes you as a human being. First of all, it gives you skills, then it gives you more skills. But it changes you from seeing women as sexual objects to seeing yourself as a human being who thrives on being skilled, who's a man who thrives on being skilled, as a partner who thrives on being skilled, and as a father who thrives on being skilled. And men, I know that you've been told that all men are potential rapists and that men are controlled by their dicks, but they're not. They're controlled by their hearts. That's why women want to put their heads on men's chests to hear their heart beating. Men are ruled by the protective nature of our humanity to love and protect and to care for. This does not mean dominate and oppress. It means to love and care for in a way that is different than the love and the caring that women do at different times in our lives. When we are both parents, we will have that same caring and loving towards our children. Different styles, but same. Not male, female, just different styles. But when a woman is pregnant, and she has someone to help her prepare her body, and she has a partner, and that partner's going to be in the child's life, that's who she wants to have this intimate experience with. And so you have to do it. And when you do it, you change you. You become a stronger, deeper, broader, fuller human being, and a man, and a partner, and a father. And you will thrive on making certain that your baby isn't damaged or her body isn't damaged during second stage. That's why the internal work is so important for you to do. Can you give 5 minutes of your time for 8 weeks to protect your baby and your partner? Birthing Better dads did. They didn't have any problem. A lot of them just wanted to dive right in there. I mean, men have a fascination with pregnancy, just like women have a fascination with penises. Come on. You know, we're human beings, and we have a fascination for each other. And if you are with your partner in birth, and if some weird reason you do not get to the hospital and you have this baby by the side of a rice paddy or in the parking lot of the hospital or in the car on the way to the hospital before you get out the door, you don't want to be afraid. You want to be able to be skilled to help your baby come down through and out her body, and a body that you've prepared. And then your job throughout the birth, whenever it starts and when it ends, and then throughout parenting, is to use skills to assist this other human being who's a woman, who's your partner, who's the mother of your child, to cope and manage, deal with, handle, work through, stay on top of, and feel in control. That's your job as a birth coach. That's who you are. You can support her choices, that's fine. But you have to work together. It's as simple as that. And this is something the natural birth movement made a huge mistake in doing. They should have been growing birth coaching skills. That's what Birthing Better Fathers and Mothers did in the early 70s. We didn't evolve Lamaze or Bradley or Grantley Dick Reed. We took the beginnings of the concept of skills, and then we nitpicked the crap out of everything for 15 years to develop skills in all sorts of areas. They're sophisticated because birth is sophisticated. It's a moment-to-moment intense experience, vibrant, worth our attention, worth our skills, worth our being engaged. And so as a man or as a woman who's going to be the birth coach, take your skills equally as important. She's going to love you. She's going to admire you. She's going to work with you. She's going to trust your ability to work with her throughout life. That's all I have to say.